Would you love to make more money in your business and experience more freedom? If the answer is yes, I have something really important that I want to share with you here today. My name is Desiree Stafford, and I help coaches and other transformational business owners attract a steady flow of high-ticket clients and break through to 5- and 6-figure months with simplicity and ease. Now, here's what I really want to talk about today. So many of us have been taught to believe that if we work really, really hard, then eventually one day we're going to experience freedom. And from my personal experience, it doesn't actually work that way with most people, right? What most people find is that while they may amass more money, some financial freedom, many don't even actually have that, right? Because a lot of people end up, again, pushing and forcing their way to get to where they want to be. And they have a lot of overhead, for example, and so they don't actually take home anything near what they might be making on paper. So there have been many people that I've spoken to or even worked with who've had multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses, but they were taking home maybe 6 figures, if that, in take-home salary or income, right? So that's the first thing I want you to be mindful of. The second thing is that often when there's so much of that pushing and the forcing, that feeling of the overwhelm, you don't really get to feel present with the people that you love, or you don't have the free time that you desire to be with the people that you love. It just feels like you've created almost a monster, right? So what I want to talk to you about today is pursuing freedom first. And when you pursue freedom first, not only do you make a lot more money, but you make a lot more money faster and easier. And the way that I teach, without so much of the overwhelm and the overhead, I should say, so that you actually get to enjoy the money that you make. You have the free time to spend with the people that you love and the like, right? So let's talk about this. When I talk about freedom, what I'm really talking about is, in my opinion, true freedom, right? This is freeing yourself from the thoughts that make you feel like an imposter. The thoughts that make you think that you're not ready yet to sign those next level clients or to charge the fees that you want to charge, right? So freeing yourself from those kind of thoughts, freeing yourself from people pleasing, where you think that you need to twist yourself into a pretzel to please everyone rather than actually focusing on pleasing yourself. Because when you please yourself first, you are of much more value to everyone around you, right? I'm talking about freeing yourself from feeling like you need to shrink to fit, right? Where you're constantly telling yourself that it's not okay, or it's not safe for you to be fully in your power, or it's not safe for you to be seen as who you really are. I'm talking about freeing yourself from all of those limiting thoughts so that you can be the limitless creator that you were born to be. Okay? When you allow yourself to be who you really are, to align with the truth of who you really are and what you really want, that is when you experience the quantum leaps that you're after. And not only do you experience the quantum leaps, but you're actually able to sustain the higher level of income that you desire. There are so many people who, because they haven't done this work to free themselves, when they do experience more financial success, they're still up and down, or there's still a lot of fear and anxiety. They don't have the peace of mind, right? Because they haven't practiced the thoughts that will allow them to feel free. They haven't released the resistance. So what I want you to understand is that, yes, you can make money the traditional way, if you will, the way most of us have been programmed to believe that we have to make money through the pushing and the forcing. You can absolutely make a shit ton of money doing that. But the question is, what is your quality of life going to be when you do? I am into holistic success. I'm into helping people live their best lives possible and have an amazing, thriving business that supports them 100% of the way. And in my experience, the way to get to that place is by learning how to free yourself from those limiting beliefs that cause you to not only eke out mediocre results in comparison to what you're actually capable of, but even when you attain those results, they're usually harder to maintain, right? And you often don't have the freedom that you were really seeking. Again, you might have some of the financial freedom, but in terms of the joy and the fulfillment and the peace of mind, many people feel that that's still missing, right? So my recommendation for you is to think for yourself, right? And I say that because so often we follow the commonly held beliefs. So essentially, we do what everybody else is doing. We think the way that everybody else is thinking, but if we were to stop to think for ourselves, we would actually start to realize that the way the majority of the world thinks, the masses, the way they think, is completely illogical when you understand the laws of the universe and how to leverage them, when you understand how life in general works, right? So when you choose to free yourself first, that's when the money and all other forms of abundance will rush into your experience quickly and easily, the way that it's supposed to. The reason that people don't experience the quantum leaps that they desire is because they're believing in things that aren't actually true. Simply because something is believed by the masses doesn't mean that it's true. Now, this isn't to say that everything that we've been taught should be thrown out the window. That's not true. But there are distinctions that we don't understand, that many people don't take the time to understand, let's put it that way, right? That actually cause you to slow things down. For example, the idea that you have to work hard for success, in my opinion, is a flawed assumption, right? That is perpetuated by people who don't understand the laws of the universe, right? And what if you really pay attention and you feel right now that you're working really hard, but you're not experiencing the level of success that you know that you should be experiencing by now, this is your invitation to actually question that long-held belief, that commonly held belief, because it's telling you that something is awry if you're doing what you know that what you've been taught to do and you're not experiencing the results that you desire. I can tell you that my clients, when they understand what I'm teaching you here, when they understand how to free themselves first, they pursue freedom first, and then the money comes to them. That's when they have the 50K and the 100K plus months, and it's effortless in comparison to the, $2,000 or $5,000 or even $20,000 months that they were doing before, and they were struggling to achieve those goals, right? So I really want you to consider if what you've been doing thus far, even though it might be the most commonly held belief, kind of thing to do, if it's not producing the results that you want, that's your indication that you need to take a different approach, right? And so the approach that I teach is freedom first. You free yourself first. That's when the money and everything else that you want comes rushing into your experience. That's when you're able to be, do, and have whatever you want, because you are then in alignment with the truth of who you really are, right? You allow yourself to be the limitless creator that you were born to be. So many of us don't realize how we're blocking our own abundance because we're believing in flawed assumptions. We're making meaning out of past experiences that we had that weren't even true. So obviously the experience was true, but the meaning that we assigned to many of our past experiences was not true. These are flawed assumptions that we keep passing down, and they keep blocking us or preventing us from realizing the things that we truly desire. I'm going to share one last thing with you. One of my favorite quotes by Joe Dispenza is that we are not punished for our sins, we are punished by our sins. And I take that to mean that it's not what we've ever done, the way that we beat up on ourselves because we did this or we didn't do this or we said this or we didn't say that. It's not that causes our problems. It's how we choose to feel about ourselves that causes our problems, that causes a delay in the more manifestations that we actually desire and deserve, right? So I'm going to leave you with that. And if you desire to really understand how to attract a steady flow of high ticket clients, and the way that I teach really emphasize the energetics rather than the strategy. So if you're interested in that, then you can go to watch my free masterclass at www.powerhouseonfire.com/next level. And if you desire to get some customized support with creating high ticket offers that you can sell with confidence and integrity for 10K, 30K, 50K, or whatever K, really creating a magnetic message that positions you as the coach, mentor, healer in the hearts and minds of your people, and mastering the energetics that are going to get soul aligned clients beating a path to your door. They're going to be showing up in your DMs, ready to close those full pay sales right in DM, or they're going to be showing up on your sales calls, knowing that you're the coach and mentor for them and saying yes right there on the spot. If that's what you want some support with, then go to www.powerhouseonfire.com/apply to apply for one of my programs. And until we speak, I hope that you're up to big, bold things in your life and in your business, and you allow yourself to experience the freedom that you truly deserve.